Hello everyone, happy Saturday and happy day 2 of our Daisy Meadows Palooza. I hope everyone is having a terrific day, and we are kicking off this day with this amazing Z-Fold card. This one right here, and it is going to open up just like that. So fun. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to give you guys just a couple more minutes to get on. I need to grab a couple markers that I forgot to put over here. Hey, good morning, Gail. Welcome. So I have the measurements for all of these pieces right here. I'm going to leave these exposed for a couple of minutes so that you guys can write down the measurements. I want to make sure that they are all out. Just like that. Good morning, Terry. Welcome. So I am going to leave these pieces here. I'm going to run into my office very quickly, and I'm going to grab my markers. Okay, I'm back. Hi, Carrie. Good morning. Welcome. So we are going to get started with this really fun, quick and easy card. And it uses a couple of the different thin dies and thin cuts, and they are on sale right now. So I wanted to show you guys what I did with them and what you can do with them as well. So here are the pieces that we need. This is a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of canary, and it's folded in half. You can score it at the 5.5 inch mark, or you can just score it in half. That is the card base. And then for the front of this, we need a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of the Daisy Meadows cardstock. And we are going to put this on first. I would recommend using a tape runner to put this on, because we are going to be cutting out the panel on the front of this to allow for this piece to come through. So it's really important that you have some adhesive, some strong adhesive on the outer corner, but not in the center. And so we're going to use the fancy stitched bracket, and we're going to use the larger one. We used the smaller one to cut this piece out of Glacier cardstock, and it was a 3 by 3.5 piece. And now we're going to lay this down on top of this. And the cool thing is the reverse. I'm going to just show you the back of this. See how we're cutting through both pieces, and it then becomes the back piece to this card, which is so cool. So the important thing is, in order for that to happen, we actually need to cut through on this side, because we want the stitch to show on the light side of the cardstock. And so we're just going to line this up just like that. I have some washi tape here that I'm going to use to hold this in place, because I do not want this shifting while I cut it on my Cuttlebug. And so let me just line this up the way I want it, just like so. And now I'm going to run it through my Cuttlebug. And I've got my plates over here. You need a B plate and a C plate if you have a Cuttlebug. And we're going to lay this right onto the plate like so. I'm I'm just going to push back some of my supplies so that you can see what I'm doing here with my machine. And we're going to run this through probably 4 times just to make sure that it cuts it all the way. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if that doesn't cut it all the way, we're going to keep running it through. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. That was exactly what we needed. Okay, so that piece is done now. And now this is going to be the cover to that. So I'm going to put those out of the way. I've already cut my congratulations or my congrats from the thin cut. And these are the 2 Stampin' Thin Cuts that we're using for this. The Howdy Neighbor and then the Sweet Bouquet. And Sweet Bouquet is from our annual catalog. And Howdy Neighbor is from last, I want to say, the January-February catalog. I could be wrong. But both of them are on sale right now, which is super fun. And this one I've had so much fun with. This is kind of another example that I've shown people. It's a floating sentiment. If you can see, that has a piece of acetate behind it, and that is what's allowing the hugs to float. I have had so much fun making these cards. And then on the back, whoops, as I throw it, on the back is my sentiment. So this is just another example that you can make a fun interactive card using this Howdy Neighbor Stampin' Thin Cuts. Okay, so the congrats, I've already cut it out with my Cuttlebug, and then we are going to stamp it in the Peacock ink, and then I used liquid glass on top of it to just add that beautiful glass-like finish. And you all know that Dana is such a huge fan of liquid glass. Well, I happen to be like the second runner-up when it comes to loving liquid glass. It just creates some amazing dimension on your projects, and it looks fabulous on certain inks. Now, I would never use liquid glass on a red die because sadly it's going to turn it orange, but on blue-based dies, on blue-based inks, it looks fabulous. Good morning, Dana. Your ears must have been buzzing because I was just talking about your love of all things liquid glass. I'm going to just stamp off onto here because this needs to be seasoned a little bit before I use it. And I am actually going to get the foam pad out of here. I hope everybody is enjoying this beautiful day. For those of you that are in Michigan, it is such a spectacular morning. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. And the clouds are going to come in later this afternoon, and we're supposed to get rain in the evening. So I hope that you can enjoy a little bit of it. For those of you that just joined me, I hope you can get back outside. Okay, so there is our congrats. I'm going to just set that off to the side because I don't need that anymore. And now we're going to apply the liquid glass, and then we're going to let it set off to the side and dry. So I have, this is so funny. I have one of these pretty pins from ages ago, and they are the perfect size to fit down into my liquid glass and keep it from sticking. So I don't keep this in here. I only use this when I need to use my liquid glass, and then I put my lid back on it when I'm not using it. So we are going to draw, and you know what? I really need my cheaters, and I don't have them here. So shame on me for not having my cheaters. And you know what? I need that push pin one more time to get this going because it is still clogged. So I just kind of swirl this around just to get, there we go. It just had a little tiny clog, and I'm actually going to also take this. I might need to press a little bit harder to get the glue going. It has an air bubble or a clog in there. There we go. Now I got it going. I'm going to tear that off because I need this scratch pad in a minute. Okay, so now I'm going to come down here. You know what? I'm going to get this out from underneath my foam pad. And I am going to go backwards and draw just like that. It's almost like reverse cursive. And then I'm going to show you, using that push pin, you can actually go through and you can clean up any of the mess that you might have made. And you can wipe it on a piece of paper towel. I always have paper towel readily available when I'm doing this. And you can go through and you can clean those up so nicely. And if I had my cheaters on, I could actually see this a whole lot better, but I think I'm getting it. And it's going to dry clear anyway, so I think I'm going to be fine. Now let's hope that my liquid glue is still going to come out. Yes, it is. Okay, here we go. And I hope you can still see this. Perfect. And then I'm just going to go up like that. If you guys have any other tips for applying liquid glass, I would love to hear them down in the comments, because I don't use it that often, but these are just some of the tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. And then I just try to find a little corner that I can, hold on to this and just clean up some of that. Let's see if I can do this without moving it too much. Here we go. Just like that. Oh dear. We do not want to pick it up. That is for sure. Okay, so I am going to gently hold this up so that you can see how fabulous that looks. And we're going to set that off to the side now, okay? So make sure you set that off to the side so it can dry. And it will probably not be dried by the time I'm done. Thanks, sweetheart. I love you. Be safe. My son is getting ready to drive back to Western, and he had to give me back my debit card that I let him borrow the other day so he could go get me my groceries while I was getting some work done. Love having helping hands at my house. Okay, so now we are going to line this up, you guys, and we're going to just open this up like so, and we are going to start working on the inside now. Okay, so this piece, 2.5 by 11.5, you're going to score it at 2 on the left side and then 6 inches. Okay, and this is going to get mounted right here on this side, and then we're going to flank it with these 2 pieces. But before we do that, we want to do a little bit of stamping. So let's open this up, and this is going to be so fun. So we are going to lay some cardstock down here because we're going to stamp off on this piece, and we are going to stamp this beautiful pattern. Oh, thanks, Dana. I'm so glad you think that I made that look easy. As I'm sweating, as the movie, the Princess Frog, I think she says, I'm sweating like a sinner in church. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we are going to hold this. I did not stamp this as perfectly as I would have liked to, so I'm going to stamp this one a little bit better. And I want a little bit more of this flower and this beautiful flourish to show. So we're going to just hold this here. Hey, good morning, Dee Dee. Aw, thanks, Dana. Appreciate the support. Okay, so there is that side. And now let's stamp over here the Bloom and Grow. Whoops, and you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry here. Let's just kind of move this off to the side without me trying to make too big of a mess. Okay, so here's the Bloom and Grow. we're going to stamp that right down here in this corner. And I don't know about you, but I have a lot of girls and guys graduating this year. Anna, my middle daughter, is graduating from high school, and so I thought these would make fabulous graduation cards for the girls and even for the guys. And so I thought the Bloom and Grow was just a really perfect saying. Okay, sorry about that. I hope I did not hit this. Of course I did. Okay, we'll keep it steady. Okay, so now I'm going to take some of, oh, and of course I just made that even worse. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm so sorry. Isn't that a fun idea? Thanks. I thought so too. Okay, so now we are going to take some of the Tri-Blend markers and we are going to color in these beautiful images. So I'm using the Vintage Blue Blend, and this is the Deep. And I just thought this was such a beautiful complement to Peacock. Look at that. It matches it beautifully. So we're going to use this one to color in the leaves. Just like this. And I guess they're more like buds than leaves, right? If you really want to get technical there. Would love to know how you are enjoying these Tri-Blend markers for those of you that have them. I know that Denise, my girlfriend Denise, she is such a huge fan, and she is so thankful that I turned her on to these because she's been having so much fun coloring in even just some of our older products. She's been finding they work beautifully with even some of the older Close to My Heart products. And she used to be a maker underneath me many, many moons ago. And now she is one of my bestest VIPs. No pressure, right? Her daughter and my daughter have become really good friends, and they are both graduating this year. So it's been super fun watching these girls grow up. I met Denise, I want to say, right after Anna was born. She would know better than I would. Okay, now we're going to take the Citrus Blend in the, we want the light. And we're going to color this one in, just like so. These are just such pretty colors that match. Look at that. Look at how beautiful they match, those colors. Aren't those so pretty? And it's 3 colors in one. It really is. Oh, Gail, I'm so glad you love your Tri-Blend markers too. It truly is the best value. Okay, we're going to use the medium color on this one just to make it stand out just a little bit more. And you certainly can do shading and use all 3 of your colors if you'd like. I'm just trying to show you how quickly and easily just using one color at a time just creates such a beautiful look to your projects. And then we're going to use the medium one for the inside of that. Look at how quick and easy that was. Okay, so now we are going to attach this. And we are only attaching it on this side because we want these other pieces to float. We're going to attach this, but we're not going to attach this. And so if you want to line this up at the, I would say, the 1.5, in between the 1.5, excuse me, the 3/4 and 1 inch mark. Right? Because we want this to stick onto this little guy, and he is going to kind of float. So I think that's perfect. Yes, it is. Okay. So now we're going to close this, and we're going to put adhesive right here. And then we are going to put this right back into place, just like that. And this is where the magic happens. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that so cool? and then it just closes and lays flat. And then when they want to, they can open it up, and it even looks great standing on your desk. I know, isn't it so fun, Dana? Okay, so the last thing we need to do is attach these little strips, and then we're going to use some of the sequins from the Bluebell collection. And I think it was Dana that totally got me hooked on our craft jars. And oh my goodness, if you do not have our craft jars to store your sequins and wood pieces and any other embellishments from close to my heart, I'm here to tell you these craft jars are the bomb diggity, because they are 3 times the size as our old craft jars, and they're plastic. And look at how much they hold. And then I just put a little bit of the non-stick anti-static pouch powder in here, and they don't stick to you when you want to go and grab one. They go out of stock all the time. I know, I grabbed them, Dana, because I remember you telling me that. Okay, so you can do one of 2 things. You can use either the micro dots, or you can use liquid adhesive for attaching these. I am almost out of these bad boys, and my replacement has not come in yet. So we're going to see how far this will take me. And I'm going to just grab a few pieces, and we're just going to accent here and there. So we're going to add one there. And then this is a similar one, so I'm going to put it over here. And I've seen people dump these out onto their workspace and pull from them. You absolutely can do that too. I just find going in with my fingers and just kind of pulling out what I want helps me. And then I don't take out too many. And I have little kittens. I have cats that are a year old, and they put everything in their mouth still. They're like babies. And the things that they have been eating lately is not good. So I don't want them getting these. I don't want them eating these. Okay, I think I am out. I don't think I have one to spare on here. So liquid glass it is. And I'm just going to be very careful. And actually, you know what? I think I'm going to just wait until my stash comes in, because I really don't want to get liquid glass on this, because that would be an absolute mess. So let's just pretend that I finished those up, and I certainly will. You can certainly see where I put other ones strategically on here, so that when you're going to make yours, I put a white one down here, a smaller one down here, one over here, a small one over here, and then a small one in the white right there. They are like puppies. They're worse. They eat everything, truly. It's not even funny. Hair ties, you name it. It's not funny. But yeah, they are. They're just like puppies. They're curious, right? And what's that saying they said? What happened? Curiosity did what to the cat? Yeah, they're not going to live long lives if they keep going at the rate that they're going with the things that they keep putting in their mouths. But anyway, so here, when we get done, when this piece dries, I will mount it on here. I did use some foam tape, and then I just added some sequence again on here. And that's it, you guys. That is it. So I hope that you had as much fun watching me make this, and I cannot wait to see you guys and what you come up with this design and this collection. So enjoy the rest of your Palooza. We are here to help, and have a wonderful rest of the day. And for some reason, there's